Rumors. Shamans are forbidden to talk about it. But it was known that only half of those who take it return at all.
How did Rain feel about it?
Same as I. Believe me, Tahar, only a fool would have entered into the trial with a smug smile on his face. We knew what was ahead of us.
What did you know about the trial?
Rumors. Shamans are forbidden to talk about it. But it was known that only half of those who take it return at all.
How did Rain feel about it?
Same as I. Believe me, Tahar, only a fool would have entered into the trial with a smug smile on his face. We knew what was ahead of us.
So, what happened?
Zarek's fangs. I can't believe I'm telling you this. I'm breaking my oath.
For what it's worth, I'll keep silent about it. I promise.
I know you will, Tahar. Otherwise we wouldn't be having this conversation. We weren't told much about the trial. Only that we'd have to venture to a cave, far up in Barga Gore. They also didn't tell us how to get there. Only that Zarek would guide us. And he did. After a week of traveling, we found it. It was a strange place, Tahar. I saw that right from the beginning. The entrance looked like a mouth, the rocks surrounding it like the bones of an old forgotten beast, and the stalagmites like hundreds of teeth. But of course, we went in. We had to.
What did you find?
A giant hall. It was as mesmerizing as it was unsettling. There were murals and carvings all over the cave walls. Old glyphs that I'd never seen before.
Shaper glyphs, maybe?
No, not Shaper. They looked as if the Guardians themselves had carved them into the rock.
Interesting. What else was there?
Nothing. That's what baffled me. Apart from those murals, the hall was completely empty. And for some reason, the ground in that hall was completely smooth, like polished stone. There were braziers, one in each corner of the hall, and they were burning brightly. Rain was as confused as I was. But nonetheless, we entered the hall. And that's when the trouble began. Because all of a sudden, the exit was gone. No magical noise, nothing. Just in that moment when we looked the wrong direction, it disappeared. And instead of it, we were looking at another wall.
How is that even possible? Maybe it was an illusion.
That was our first thought too, but it wasn't. That new wall was as solid as every other rock in that hall.
Strange. What did you do?
Well, after we calmed down a little, we assessed our situation. We figured that this was the Iron Trial, and that it was our task to find another exit. So we started looking. But it was pointless. There was nothing. We couldn't even hear the wind anymore. For the next 14 days we were trapped. We couldn't make that wall disappear, and no matter how long we studied the glyphs, how long we prayed, nothing happened. On the 5th day, our provisions had come to an end, save for half a skin of water and a handful of jerky. On the 8th day, it was all gone.
Blazes. How did you survive?
I'm getting there. As you can imagine, the thirst was the worst. It drove us mad, and we searched every corner of that goddamn hall for just a drop of water. Not that we hadn't looked before, but as you know, hope dies last. Have you ever had thirst, Tahar? Real thirst?
Yes.
Then you know what it feels like. On the 11th day, Rain and I were puking our guts out. Our skin had literally started to crack, and I felt as if I was burning from within. On the 12th day, we were only an inch from death. That's when the dream came.
A dream?
Yes, a shared dream, almost like a vision. We were still in that hall, Rain and I, but we were out of our bodies, floating like spirits. At first I thought we had died. Then I saw what was different. The floor was full of blood, and that blood was burning. The murals and glyphs had started moving, twisting, like shadows dancing on a wall. That's when I first understood what they were depicting. For some reason in the real world, I'd never been able to.
What did they depict?
It showed what was expected from us, what we had to do to get out. Sorry this isn't easy. I've dreamed about those weeks ever since. But telling someone, it feels bizarre. Zarek demanded a fight. Either one of us died by the hands of the other, or we would die there together. The Iron Trial. We were never both meant to pass.
Truth be told, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have surprised me either. But for some reason, I don't know. He had known Tahar, our elder, our master. He had known that it would come to this, yet he still decided to send the two of us out at once.
So you fought each other?
No. Trial or not, I would have rather died than done that. And that's precisely what I told Rain. A god that demands a man to kill his own sister is not a god that deserves worship by anyone. But Rain wouldn't have it. She claimed that if both of us died, both of our lives would be wasted for nothing. I got angry and asked her if she meant that she wanted to fight me. She said no.
I don't understand.
She wanted me to kill her. She told me that she was already too weak to make it down the mountain anyway, but that I could still make it. Believe me, Tahar, if there had been any strength left in me, I would have punched her just for suggesting it.
Did you ever consider sacrificing yourself?
No. I know it makes me sound like a coward, and maybe that was part of the reason why I didn't. But the sane part of my mind still believed that there had to be another way. That all this was just some cruel joke, and the cave we had found, maybe wasn't Zarek's after all.
And yet you're here.
I am. I should have known before she even did it. She always had to have it her way, no matter the price. It happened when I was asleep. She took my dagger from its sheath, put it into my hand, and drove it through her throat without hesitation. When I opened my eyes, her blood was already all over my face. And as if Zarek had been watching all along, the wall disappeared. No noise. Just like that. The wind was back, and it was raining outside. The first time in months. I'd like to think that she saw it before she died.
Did you make the descent?
I did. There were berries in a mountain goat that had been hit by a rock slide, right next to the exit. It was so absurd I almost had to laugh. When I got back to the Elder's shack, I screamed at him, then broke down and started to cry. He just listened. In the end, he told me that we had both known what had been at stake. Yet we agreed. Choice and consequence. He made me a shaman the next day.
Do you blame yourself sometimes?
Of course I do. But ultimately, it was her choice. And all I can do to honor her now is to respect it.
That's cruel.
Maybe. But without cruelty, there isn't life. Don't you too send brothers and sisters into battle, Tahar? Children, fathers. You do it because ultimately, you believe the outcome will lead to a world more desirable. It was the same with Rain and me. We wanted to be shamans, Zarek's chosen, and we both paid the price.
I see.
There's one more thing. Remember when you asked me why I feel the way I do about our culture? Why I think we orcs should strive for more? It's Rain who made me realize that. Most orcs would have fought each other in that cave, to the death. But she didn't. Instead of submitting to her primal instincts, she made a sacrifice. One that I could have made too, if I hadn't been such a coward. Blazes, it feels strange to have told you all this. But, I don't regret it.
Well, thanks for trusting me with this, Gore.
Let me have some time for myself right now, all right? I need to think.
Now would you look at that? You said you know where we can find more allies.
Yes I do. I'll make it short. The Ash Reavers have invaded the foot of Barga Gore. If we defeat them and their leader, like we defeated Krell, their soldiers will join us.
The Ash Reavers. I'm guessing that's another orc tribe.
Yes, you already met them, back at Fallen Soap. They are a very violent tribe. A lot like what Krell wanted the Fire Wielders to become. And they are nomads. They never stay in one place for more than a couple of moons, which is why their city is basically a movable fortress.
So we head back to Bargagor and defeat them. Sounds simple enough.
Well, yeah. Except for one thing. Kagan, the Ash Reavers chieftain. I think this invasion is about more than gaining new territory. It's personal. He despises me, and that's putting it lightly.
Why? Because you kill Krell?
No, it's more complicated than that. Do you remember the story about my trial? About Rain?
Yeah, I do. You took the Shapeshifter's trial together, and she sacrificed herself so that you could live.
Yeah, she did. To get to the point, Kagan is Rain's true brother. To this day, he thinks that I killed her.
Did you ever try to tell him the true story?
We only met once. And yes, I did try to talk to him. It ended in a fight which I won. That disgrace only added to his hatred. And truth be told, that was my last attempt to convince him. I knew it was fruitless. Our tribes lived weeks of journey from each other. And, well, the memory of Rain's sacrifice is painful enough for me as it is. I just wanted it buried, somewhere in the dark corners of my mind where I'd never have to face it again. Which, as you can guess, didn't work. I still have nightmares.
I see. And that's why he invaded Barga Gore.
It must be. Bloodthirsty as the Ash Reavers are, there is no reason for them to start a war with the Fire Wielders, especially now that we unified them. He must have heard that I'm behind this, and that rekindled his hatred for me. In other words, we need to stop him, and as fast as possible. According to one of my sources, the Purity is also planning to start an attack on Barga Gore. The Fire Wielders should be able to hold them at bay, but not if they have to wage war against the Ash Reavers at the same time.
Why is the Purity attacking Barga Gore?
Isn't it obvious? To eradicate us. Just like the Dark Elves, we Orcs are a creation of the renegade gods, so we aren't even given the chance to repent. The Kane's war doesn't stop in Northander, Tahar. He plans to take on the entire world.
But that's crazy. He must know he can't win this.
Does he? He's a fanatic. He thinks Aeonir is acting through him. I promise you this, Tahar. Even the moment your blade is at his throat, he'll think he can still win. He has completely lost his grip on reality.
So what's the plan? Return to Barga Gore, drive back the Ash Reavers, and kill Kagan?
If all else fails, yes. We will kill him. For the sake of my people, and for our cause. But he's Rain's last living kin. So I want to first try reasoning with him instead. There must be a way to convince him that I'm not a liar. That I didn't kill his sister.
All right. I'll tell you when we head out.
Yes, Chieftain Czar already left before you woke up to get an idea of the situation. I know time is sparse, but we should leave as soon as possible. And thank you, Tahar. I appreciate it.
Huh? Interesting.
This way, right? Sure.
Got it.
Oh, great. Another one. How often do you want me to tell you? I'm not a spy, and I'm not with Purity.
Wait! You're their leader, aren't you? Corporal Tahar.
Yes.
Well, then maybe you can tell these fools to let me go. Blazes, I knew it was stupid to take that job.
So, who are you, and what are you doing in Farland's Hope?
As I told this bloody brute who captured me, I'm just a courier, and someone paid me to deliver a message to a Corporal Tahar. I had no idea it was the Corporal Tahar, and had I known, I would have told that guy who gave me the job to sod off.
Who was it?
Well, he was wearing a hood, so he obviously didn't want to be recognized, but he had a brown beard, was about your height, and had, I don't know how to put it, a certain sadness in his eyes.
But he didn't look dangerous and paid good coin, so I took it.
Can I see this message?
Finally, someone who asks. Yes, it's in my coat pocket, and no, there's no poison in there to kill you.
Let me see. A meeting in Everlight. From a friend.
A friend, you see? Can I go now?
I'll think about it.
What the... Blazes, what's wrong with you people? What do you want from me?
As I said, I'll think about it. Just stay put.
As if I had a fucking choice.
You again. What do you want?
Thank you, Corporal. Thank you. Now, don't get me wrong, but I want to get out of here as soon as possible. Do you think your guards will let me through?
They will. Stay safe.
I'll try.
Here we go.
Dahar, good, you're here. I did as we discussed. The outpost is all set up, and our men are ready to go into battle.
Understood. What about the Purity? How much resistance do we face?
A lot. I don't know how Lacane did it, but they've turned this old ruin into their stronghold. I'd bet my right hand that this Archfire magic has something to do with it. Anyway, there are two ways we can do this. Either we strike now, or fortify our position first. All that matters is that we capture the castle to lure out the Utran army from behind their wall. You decide.
Well, let's move to the camp. I want to get an overview of the situation first.
Let's burn them. Here we are. So I want you to speak to 3 of my men. Elder Zilrak, Chieftain Zar, and Foreman Urash. They'll all want to discuss strategies with you regarding our upcoming fight against the Ash Reavers.
All right. What about you? Don't you want to have a say in this?
Tahar, I'm loyal to my people, but not stupid. You've won many battles, and you'll win this one. I may be a leader, but I'm not a strategist. I'll wait here. Come back once you've spoken with them.
High Chieftain Gore!
Do I know you?
Zarek. I'm a tracker. Chieftain Zar sent me to welcome you.
Zaraka. Ah, good. Where are they? And what's the situation?
Bad. The Ash Reavers have started to put up their cow to the northeast. And the Paleskins...
The Purity.
Yes, the Purity. They are only a 2-day march from the mountain.
2 days. That's not a lot of time.
It isn't. Zarek, where's Zar now? And the other ones I asked him to gather.
They are waiting for you.
Good. Tahar, I won't lie. This will be a tough battle. But we have to win it before the Purity arrives.
Too much standing around.
Who are these advisors? How can they help us?
You'll see.
Didn't you want to try diplomacy first?
This is diplomacy, Tahar. The Orcish version. If we'd let Kagan know we're here before we've gathered some force, he'd simply crush us. Never seek reconciliation without a display of strength. Here we are. So I want you to speak to...
High Chieftain Gore!
Do I know?
That.
The Puritan.
Yes.
2 days.
It isn't.
They're waiting.
Good. Tahar, I won't lie.
Didn't you want to try diplomacy first?
This is diplomacy, Tahar. The Orcish version. If we'd let Kagan know we're here before we've gathered some force, he'd simply crush us. Never seek reconciliation without a display of strength.
Interesting.
The Shaper Child. And so we meet again.
You wanted to talk tactics?
Tactics? Yes. I suppose you could call it that. This altar here, it has been in Bar Gagor for as long as we orcs have existed. To put it short, it's a gateway to Zarek's powers. If you know how to harness it, which I do, and I want to bless you with it. So, there are 2 blessings I can bestow upon you. The first one will allow you to call down fire from the sky, which we can directly aim against Kagan's troops. The second one is a blessing that will allow you to use the altar's power, to put some of Zarek's fire into our fighters' blood, which will make them strong, very strong.
Much standing around.
Our fighters can use all the blessings they can get. Let's go with that.
Agreed. Then step back. This won't be easy. It's done. You will be able to call upon the power by touching the altar. Just promise me this. Whatever you choose to use it for, do it with respect.
I will, Elder Zilrak. Thank you.
No, Tahar. If there's anyone who owes thanks, it's me. If it wasn't for you and Gore, Krell would have led the Fire Wielders into extinction. Before you go, there's one more thing. Did you ever hear of Black Ash?
I'm afraid not.
It's what we orcs use to imbue our weapons. Our elite fighters, our shamans, they couldn't do what they do without the ash. We'll need it in our fight against Kagan. So, be on the lookout.
Blasted weather.
Where does this black ash come from?
They are leftovers. When the renegade gods fought the Guardians, there was, as you can imagine, a lot of destruction. The black ash is what remained of the trees Zarek's fires burned down.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Good. If you haven't talked to Urash and Zar yet, you should do so now. They will also want your opinion. Until then, Tahar, may your blood never boil.
Huh? Bound rack. Too much blasted weather.
Tahar, Zauraka.
Greetings. Gore said we should talk to you regarding our strategy against the Ash Reavers.
Yes. Within the next 2 days, we need to turn this cow into a fortress. And since you've proven more than once that you're one heck of a commander, Gore wanted you to decide how. The first choice we need to make is what kind of fighters to pick to lead our defenses. We don't know Kagan's strategy, so normal axe wielders might be our best bet. Then again, maybe Kagan thinks the same thing. In that case, a pack of warg riders would be devastating. Lastly, we could place our bets on K-Ran hunters and attack from the distance. What do you say, Tahar?
Let's go with the K-Ran hunters. Kagan won't expect that.
All right. What about expanding? Kagan is still busy with building his cow, so we could either try to gain as much ground as we can now, or put our efforts into fortifying the sectors we already control instead.
Let's expand. That'll give us more control over the area.
I agree with you on that. Anyway, we're through. Best I get started on the preparations now. See what the other advisors have to say, will you? I know it's a rare thing for an orc to say, but the better we think this through, the easier the fight will be. May your blood never boil, Tahar. I'll see you on the battlefield.
Tahar, High Chieftain Gore told me you'd come.
Are you okay?
The stutter? Yes, just a tick of mine.
Ah. Gore said you wanted to discuss something with me, regarding our battle with the Ash Reavers.
Yes, it's simple. What resources do you want us to harvest while we set up this cow?
Balance it out.
Good. What about the tools for our workers? I can order some smiths to improve some of them, but not all.
That's a tough one. We'll need stone above anything else. Make sure our stonecutters have the best pickaxes you can get.
Understood. Have you spoken with the other advisors already? If yes, you should let Gore know. Stay safe, Tahar. May your blood never boil.
Let me see.
Have you spoken? Stay safe, Tahar. May your blood never boil.
Tahar, I take it you've talked to the advisors.
Yeah, we're all set. What?
Now we set our plan in motion. Once we've finished our preparations, we'll march towards Kagan's cow and try to reason with him. I'm not expecting this to take more than a couple of hours. Half a day at most.
Let's begin.
Good. I'll send out word. Just stay alert, Tahar. The Ash Reavers aren't known for their intrigues, but Kagan's hatred might get the better of him.
I still can't believe we're doing this. Walking right into the lion's jaws.
I owe that to Rain.
Make it quick.
You actually came. I'm impressed, Gore. I thought a coward like you would have let his pale-skinned friends do the hard part by themselves.
Oh.
So what do you want? Have you come to surrender? I have to say your K-Ran hunters were something I didn't expect. Good trick, though not good enough. For what it's worth, they faced their death like true orcs. Didn't expect any less of them.
I'm not going to surrender, and you know that.
Of course I do. Just as much as you know that I wouldn't let you, even if you wanted to. Then...
I didn't kill her, Kagan. I didn't.
Quiet.
She did it. She gave her life for me, damn it. I told her not to do it. I told her that I didn't want to be a shaman if it meant killing my own sister. But she just wouldn't listen. Kagan, do you have any idea how hard it is? To go on living as if nothing happened? Trying to forget this nightmare every goddamn day?
Liar! You fucking pathetic lying piece of shit! Zarek's fangs, I should fucking kill you right where you stand! Giving her life for a weakling like you? Why, Gore? Why? Why would she ever have done that?
I don't know. I just don't know.
That's right, you don't! And even if she had, even if what you told me wasn't the most cowardly, pathetic lie ever spoken by an orc, why did you go on? Why? If it was so hard for you, why didn't you just renounce Zarek altogether? Or even better, throw yourself off that bloody mountain? Why? I swear, Gore, by nightfall, you and your little pale-skinned friends' heads will all be on pikes right where I'm standing. The crows picking out your bloody eyes. I fucking swear it.
Gore isn't lying.
You'd know.
Wait a moment. Do you hear that?
Take them down! In the name of the light!
Balrak, kill them!
We'll make short work of them.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
You read my
Well,
mind.
keep you shielded.
You repent.
Sure.
Will do.
All right, here goes.
Raka, this is bad.
Why in the blazes is the purity here? I thought they were still a 2-day march away.
Seems they weren't. They couldn't have picked a worse time. Now both the Purity and the Ash Reavers will try to destroy us.
So I'm guessing negotiating with the Ash Reavers is off the table.
I don't know. There needs to be a way to convince him. There must be.
How? He doesn't believe you, Gore.
I know. Maybe. Yes. Yes, that could work. If we take out the Purity first, then Kagan might be forced to cooperate.
Forced? Why?
For the same reason we beat Krell. Orcs, the Ash Reavers more than any other tribe, respect strength. If we show them how we crush the enemy before Kagan does, they might lay down their arms as a sign of respect.
And then? Kagan still won't forgive you.
Maybe not, but I have to try.
Lay down their arms as a sign of respect? Sorry, Gore, but that plan sounds shaky at best. Kagan wants us dead, and his warriors know it.
Yes, Tahar. I know for heck's sake. But this is the only option we have. Though you're the commander, if you think there's no other way than to kill Kagan, fine. We'll do it your way. But whatever we do, we need to do it now.
I'll think on it.
This would be a masterpiece.
Tahar, you have a moment?
What brought you here?
I think I have an idea. It may sound crazy, but it could help us immeasurably. You remember that demon from Aeonir's Blade? The Zarek Nar?
The Tribe Eater, yes. What about it?
Well, long story short, there's one nearby. And I think I could wake it. It would take me some time, and I probably can't control it forever, but I can send it on to Kagan and the Purity first. It will be quite the show.
Sounds like a plan. How do we summon that thing?
See, this is why I like you, Tahar. I'll need a place that will allow me to channel my power. But don't worry, there's one nearby. I've been there before. Just take me to it and we'll get going.
Key to victory.